Hello, welcome to Gaming Game. My name is Muzz, and welcome to my review of Stranger Things Season 4, Volume number 2, in which they added 2 episodes on instead of adding a lot more. But these episodes are pretty chunky in length. The first episode is, or episode 8 of Season 4, is an hour and 20 minutes, and then the finale is like 2 hours and 25 minutes, so close to 4 hours between 2 episodes. So it's a chunky piece of TV to get into. But where we left off was 11 had rediscovered her powers. We discovered that number 1 is Vecna, and we Hopper and Joyce got back together. They're reunited. They're fighting the Demigorgon over in Russia. That's all. Or Mike and his crew have found out where Eleven is, and they're going to go get her. So, really, the last episode of Volume 1 was, as I said, it kind of gave a Game of Thrones level of like, oh, this is a big event, a big reveal. Number 1 being revealed as Vecna. It really detailed backstory for him, which was good. We understand his motivations now. We understand kind of how the Upside Down was created, which is great. Gave us a lot of answers to our questions. So we're expecting, a big climax, big battle, which we do get, and I'll go into. But the first episode definitely feels like the Deathly Hallows Part 1 from Harry Potter, where it's just setting stuff up. Like, the whole Russia, I feel like they could have cut a lot of the Russia angle story down, because they Joyce, Murray, Hopper, Yuri, and insert Russian, I can't even remember his name, but it's like a very stereotypical Russian name. So they've all left. They are going to try and find a plane. Yuri says, "I can take you to a plane." It turns out to be a helicopter. He's messing them about, and then they end up going back to the prison, which just feels like you could have cut that out. Like, just have them stay in the prison, and I mean, they needed the helicopter to get out, but yeah, it didn't really grab me that much, the Russia side of things this time. Hopper and Joyce had a nice reunion. That was nice intimate moment, but apart from that, really, like, not a lot really added to the story there. Then we come to probably the biggest, like, action set piece in the first one, or the biggest thing to happen, where basically Eleven wants to leave. She feels she's ready to fight. Number 1, Vecna. Dr. Owens is like, yeah, we can make that happen. Papa is like, nope, you're not going. Locks Dr. Owens in like a cupboard and basically traps Eleven. But she's like, nah, we've done this before. I'm making my choice. I'm going. He injects her with some stuff, which makes her blackout, and then the military actually find them. They find where they are. They break in. They kill everyone. 11 managed to escape thanks to Papa. He gets shot from a sniper in a helicopter. That's an important part. A sniper in a helicopter, and yeah, 11's got her powers back. She brings the helicopter down, creates a big fireball in front so no one can really follow, destroys all the vehicles. And at that time, Mike and Jonathan, Will, and all that turn up to do probably the only useful thing they do in the whole series. But we'll get on to that, because a few of the characters definitely feel like like a lot of the characters have grown in this series, but it feels like Will, Jonathan are definitely 2 ones who have like stayed the same. Will gives like a good heartfelt speech about he's almost like giving away Mike to 11, saying, he's saying like, you need to be with her at the cost of me not spending as much time together. But anyway, so they arrive, they pick up 11 and they drive her away, get her to safety. Meanwhile, back in Hawkins, the crew is going after Vecna. They have a plan. They're going to use Max. Pardon me. They're going to use Max to draw out Vecna and then try and kill him. Basically, Max is going to use her mind to allow Vecna in. This will mean that Vecna is not in a place where he can defend himself. They'll get to the attic and they'll burn him and all that. But of course, things don't go to plan. We get the jock who breaks in to the flat, finds out where they are, has a fight with Lucas. Glad I remembered that. They have a fight, and then Max is there's so much. There is quite a lot. So forgive me if I remember things in the wrong order. So basically, they realize the group with 11 realize that they can't get to Hawkins in time. So 11's going to use her ability to basically enter people's minds to fight Vecna in Max's mind. This works. Max also has found that she can dictate where she wants to go. She remembers a happy memory. They end up in the gym school hall, and then that's where Vecna and 11 get it on, and it's cool. It's a cool moment to see 11 taking on Vecna, but ultimately Vecna definitely turns out to be too strong. Maybe she should have listened to Papa because he might have been right, and we think he might have been right. So anyway, all hope kind of seems lost. In the Upside Down, Steve, Nancy, and Robin, they are all getting strangled. Eddie's getting swarmed by bats, and Max is about to die. So it's all looking like it's not going to work. Mike, who Will called basically Mike was having this moment where he was what do I have to offer the group? And Will was like, you're the heart of the group. You keep us going. Basically, the glue that holds everything together. So he gives 11 a rousing speech just in time to save everyone, but a few problems with this scene. Steve, Robin, and Nancy get strangled for a ridiculous amount of time. They should have been dead. I don't know when it happened, but it feels like a long time. It feels unrealistically long, especially with those vines. Then Eddie. I knew he was going to die this series. I knew he was going to die, but the way he died was so stupid. It was so stupid. He's been saying, I'm running away from everything, and now I'm going to make a stand. He makes a stand against thousands of bats, and he, they could have done it in a way where maybe Dustin was in trouble, and Eddie starts running away. And he goes, no, I'm going to go back and sacrifice himself for Dustin. But yeah, it was a very strange way to do it, because he was doing his job. He was luring them away. He was distracting them. And he then decides not to go back to the real world. He decides to run out, cycle away from them. Then he gets knocked off his bike, starts running, and then goes, no, I'm going to stand and fight them. And you're like, you only need to distract them. You don't need to fight them. Don't sacrifice. It didn't leave an impact. I was like, that was stupid. That was a stupid decision. So then, anyway, all is looking lost. Max actually starts properly getting done in. Her limbs start to break, what Vecna's done, and her eyes start to go. And just in time, 11 breaks free, and also the Russia side of things, they kill the Demogorgons. They kill, I think there's 5 or 6 of them. Hopper has a cool moment with a sword that just appears out of nowhere. I don't know, was that, I may have missed that, but it just seems like a sword just appears. and also you have a flamethrower, just shoot it with a flamethrower. So that affects obviously the hive mind that is all the beasties in the Upside Down. And Robin, Steve and Nancy throw Molotov cocktails at Vecna, ultimately defeating him, not killing him, but defeating him. So anyway, you're thinking, okay, we're done here, you know, we've got our heroic conclusion. But then it turns out Max is dead. She dies, which means that the forced sacrifice opens up the gate and causes a huge earthquake in Hawkins, which you see the after effects. It's really done a number. I think there was like 22 people who had killed, but there was many more in hospital. And yeah, then we have a big kind of conclusion where everyone meets up. Jonathan and Nancy get back together. Seems like their relationship's on the ropes. Hopefully Jonathan gets more interested in the 5th series. Otherwise, I'll dump him for you, because he needs to up his game in terms of his character. Like I like the actor, but it's just he's not given anything really to work with this season. Same with Will. Will probably gives one of the better like emotional speeches, emotional moments. So Max doesn't die. 11 uses her powers to restart her heart, it seems. But she's in a coma, and 11 tries to go in and find her, and can't find her in her mind. So clearly Max is lost. She's alive, but she's not really there. But then it ends on like a kind of ominous note. It feels like the last season is going to be like the final season, where they're going to go in, they're going to deal with everything, they're going to attack Vecna, the hive mind, and they are going to hopefully kill it. Because I think 5 seasons would be a good number to end it on. I did enjoy this season. I did enjoy the last 2. I think if they had ended on season the 7th episode, not volume 1, episode 7, and waited, I wouldn't have minded that. Definitely feels a little bit bloated in places where they could have left some things out, like the Russia stuff. But ultimately, it is. I did enjoy it. Some standout moments are Eddie playing, I think it's Iron Maiden, to draw in the bat. That was a very, very cool scene. Obviously, then defeating Vecna, 11 and Vecna going at it. Will has a nice moment, and the Joyce and Hopper getting back together, and then everyone getting back together at the end, and actually them kind of losing in a way, where it's similar to the Batman. Actually, I'm recently watching that again, where although Batman stops the Riddler, his plan still goes through, and he still causes destruction to Hawkins and Gotham. So I like that aspect of it. There were some things, as I say, that weren't that good. Like, I'm so sick of the stoner pal, Jonathan Stoner pal. Like, sure, it was funny for like 5 minutes, but like, yeah, he just kind of grates on me. Some of the scenes, like, just I felt lost their impact because of the length. Like Max's potential death, but I always felt like she was going to come back, so it was kind of like a switcheroo. But yeah, I mean, overall, I did enjoy this season of Stranger Things. Certainly, the budget as well. Like, the budget is very much like Game of Thrones. Like Game of Thrones had that kind of movie-esque budget to it, and I think the latter half of when they're in the Upside Down, the effects are really good. The bats, yeah, they look a bit flimsy, but when Eddie and, I've said it, Dustin are battling them, it is quite a cool scene. They're done quite well in that. But yeah, so Stranger Things, what do I want to see? I want to see them go on the attack. No more of this defending. I want them to go in. I want to see I want to see conclusions to the relationship triangle with Nancy, Jonathan, and Steve. Robin's relationship, yeah, cool. Hopefully that comes to something. But I like now that they've kind of it's not really been exposed, the upside down to Hawkins, but definitely people are now starting to realise like something bigger is happening here. I mean, they've known that for a while, but now that it's destroyed the city, a lot of people will leave, which I think will just leave Hawkins like a kind of almost like a ghost town, which could make for some interesting things to happen. But I'm glad everyone's back together, and I hope that the quality continues. I hope the budget is similar. I hope the storytelling is. I don't really know more what they could go into now in terms of the background of the characters, but I do want to see some depth in terms of growth. I want to see Will. Will, like you think about him from the first season to this season, like he's just gone from becoming one of the most important characters to becoming almost like a background character. Like he's very little screen time compared to the rest of the cast. But anyway, what did you think of Stranger Things? Did you enjoy it? Did you think that it was a good show? What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. And with all that said, all I have to say is any thoughts, comments, general hosting remarks, leave below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.